Doo-doo-doo-doo. What up? What up? I was just playing Necromancer a bit. Nice. Nice, nice. I'm excited to try it out. I was going to try it earlier and then the game crashed. Well, the servers crashed and I couldn't log back in. Super fun. I wish WoW had class like it. Death Knights don't quite have the same feel. Ah, yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah, I wish I had more Necromancer Death Knight style stuff. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da. A Twitch notification actually worked. Oh, yeah. Finally. Finally. Yeah, it would have made sense if we got something like that in Shadowlands, but
I should find better shelter.
Here we are.
Before I freeze.
Boom, 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 boom. Alrighty. Let us see here. What up, everybody? See, I played my druid earlier. I got to like level 9 and something. I cleared a dungeon and then that was that. It's my favorite class. I honestly don't know so far. Druid was pretty fun. I think Sorcerer was probably my favorite so far, but I'm curious to see how Necromancer plays. Algebra 101, that gives me PTSD, honestly. So I put a point into Reap. Because Reap does this big scythe. Decompose does like this little like lit. Tear the flesh from enemy, dealing 8 damage per second, forming a usable corpse with the flesh. That's pretty interesting. You got Hemorrhage. Burst enemy's blood, dealing 7 damage, has 20% chance to form a blood orb. And then Bone Splinters. There's like some bone shots or something. But I like the big scythe, so I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I like the big scythe. Just that big AoE. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, I got these skeletons following me right now. Look at that.
Another
Why did the
abandoned
wolf
town.
have man bones?
Everywhere. Fangs in the dark.
What am I drinking? I'm drinking Coors Light.
Careful! He's a wild one.
Pretty much I had 2 IPAs earlier. And then I wanted something like really light. And I was like, I mean, I haven't had a Coors Light in a while. Honestly, I think out of all the light beers, Coors Light's probably my favorite. I like Coors Light. Wait, what? Oh yeah, I gotta turn this in.
What's it to you?
Come.
Miller Lite's okay. Bud Light is trash. Coors Light, I think, is probably my favorite of the light beers. It's only like 4.2% alcohol.
To the north. That poor monk back there must have gone inside. Even a holy man like him was driven mad by whatever he saw. Could you protect
Don't care. Already did that. Level up. All right, then. What do we got? If an enemy hit by Reap dies within 2 seconds, you gain 30% attack speed. Nice. Some of the necro spells generate corpses out of thin air. All right. Bring. You're from the Midwest, should you be drinking a Pabst or Budweiser? My friend loves Pabst. I don't really like Pabst. Budweiser is garbage. Budweiser is like if I lived in Southern Illinois. I live in like actual Chicago. So like I have douchey city vibes. I like IPAs. Yeah, to be fair, I don't like either of them. I like IPAs. And I like dry red wine. The drier, the better. Patches the wise with the 16 months. Thank you, Patches. What? 6? It's like, whoops, wrong way. They were the 16 months. Yeah, Voodoo Ranger's pretty good. I really like Half Acre. Half Acre's got a lot of good stuff. And then Two Brothers is pretty good. And God, what's that other Three Floyds. Three Floyds is really good too. What can I get now? Blood Lance, or a Blood Lance that lingers in an enemy for 3 seconds, dealing 12 damage to the enemy and all lanced enemies. Draw blood from enemies, dealing 5 damage, and expel Blood Nova, dealing 14 blood. Unleash Concentrated Blight that deals 8 damage and leaves behind a defiled area. A Scepter of you charges forward at what? Yo, I kind of like that. Yo, actually, Blood Surge is kind of neat. Wait, a Bone Spear? It's just a Bone Spear. I'll probably just stick with the Scythe build for now. Whoops, wrong way. Yeah, Space Dust. I had Space Dust. It was good. The first time I had Space Dust, it was good. The second time I had Space Dust, it was too dusty for me. Oh my god, I also love Off-Color Brewing. Off-Color Brewing's got some really good stuff. Some of it's a little too weird for me, but like, I love the art on all the cans, and like, Apex Predator from Off-Color Brewing is like one of my favorite beers. It's like a farmhouse ale. It's so good. I'm not a big, no, I'm not a big double IPA. It's a little too much IPA. I just like standard IPA. Although I see a lot of people doing double IPAs now. Like even Zombie Dust has like iced double IPA or something. It's a little too crazy for me. A lot of IPAs are just like acquired taste. I used to hate IPAs too. It's kind of the same with wine. Wine's also an acquired taste. It's so weird because like at first you're like, oh, this tastes bad. And then you like try it again and you're like, I mean, I don't know. And then you try it again and you're like, I kind of like it. And then before you know it, you're just like, yeah, it's good. Whoa. Woohoo! Wahey! Damn, 14% IPA. That's like wine. Let's put that on. If I started a brewing company, it would be your mom's, and then people could say your mom's beer is off. That would be pretty good. Right now I'm drinking Coors Light because I already had some IPAs earlier, and so I was like, I don't want to like, I didn't want to drink like more IPAs and get like wasted. So I was like, I just want like a nice, really light garbage beer. And I was like, what's my favorite garbage beer? And I was like, Coors Light. So I got a Coors Light. It's enough to like keep the buzz going, you know, but not enough to like get you drunk. Okay, coach, here we go. Ready for some Diablo 4. Coach Aaron Rodgers back to the Packers. Lamar to the Jets. Coach Ditka. Coach. Thank you, Sinvicta. Right now I'm trying out Necromancer. Asahi. Oh, the Japanese one. Blue Moon's good. When I first started drinking beer, I started with Coors Light because I didn't know what to drink, and I was like, I'll do Coors Light. And then after that, I got the Blue Moon. Blue Moon was my like transition beer to like from light beer to like normal beer. I loved Blue Moon. I still like Blue Moon, but now I have a greater appreciation for a wide variety of beers. I don't like it as much as I used to, honestly. I've kind of like grown past it. But I have like, I think I like it because it's like a nostalgic thing, you know? Like, I don't hate it. It's not like I'm like, Blue Moon, but I'm just kind of like, it's okay. I used to be like, oh, I love Blue Moon, and now I'm like, it's okay. Yeah. And then with wine's just my douchey thing. I'm not a big white wine person. White wine is like, honestly, white wine gives me headaches. Which is kind of weird. Usually it's like the other way around with tannins and stuff. Decomposed blood surge. All right, I'll do blood surge. Blood surge heals you. Okay. Yo, TB used to love me with wine. He would just be like, Crendor, read the wines. And then I'd be like, Cabernet Sauvignon. And then he'd be like, hoo, 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 ha, 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 ha. And now I've become the wine douche. Oh my god, that roasted everything. Malbec's good. Merlot's good. They're a little fruitier. Cabernet is probably my favorite, but like there's some good old vine Zinfandels I like. Syrah's really good. Just a lot of dark red wines. If it tastes like a barrel, Like tobacco and barrel are my favorite wine flavor profiles. If I look it up on my wine app and it's like very, very oak, very tobacco, vanilla, and I'm like, dude, sign me up. I'm ready. This is my wine. Mamma mia. Hello, Tina. Wee woo wee woo. Roast him, roast him. Oh, missed it. I actually don't know how they get the flavor in it. I know a lot of the flavor comes from the barrel. So I don't know if they actually do anything with tobacco for the barrels. I think it just kind of tastes like tobacco from what they do. It's like a profile. It's like how they're like, oh, I taste leather. It doesn't mean there's actually leather in it, but it has a leathery taste. Because a lot of taste and smell is tied together. So if you know how leather smells, then you're like, oh, it kind of tastes like leather, even though you're not actually tasting leather, you know what I mean? I mean, they'll smoke wood, yeah. I mean, you smoke wood all the time, like barbecuing and stuff. So I think it might just be tannins, like different types of grapes and tannins and stuff. What did I get? So I'll swap that. Magic two-handed sword. I'd probably rather have the shield. Yeah, do that. All right, get me out of here. Yeah, da da da. Ooh. I've had very few white wines that I've liked. Like I love the red wine dryness. And the oakiness and everything. Like white wine's a little too, it's like I'm drinking perfume. You know what I mean? It's like fruit and perfume, which if they do it well, it can taste like all right. There's like a few white wines I've actually been like, ooh. A couple of which were just at Alinea. So all it took was a 3-star Michelin restaurant to give me a good white wine. No, or like Pinot Grigio. Yeah, da, da, da.
You are blessed.
One of the craziest wines I had was actually at a local wine place. We went there, and they were like, oh, we just got in this like crazy barrel of like this volcanic red wine that grows in like volcanic soil or something. And I was like, dude, nice. And they were like, if you want to try it, we're giving out samples of it for like really cheap. And I was like, all right, I'll do a little sample of it. So they give you like a little glass just to taste it. And it was so good. And I was like, oh my God, it tastes literally like lava wine. Yeah. And then they had a thing. I mentioned this on Cox and Crendor, I think. Or did I? I don't know. Ankle Feed with the Twitch Prime. Thank you, Ankle Feed, for the Twitch Prime. Thank you, thank you. They're like, we're gonna bring you a glass of wine. All right, it was like half a glass. It was like 8 ounce or 6 ounce or something. I don't remember. Whatever, it doesn't matter. And they're like, if you can guess the wine, like if you can guess where it's from and the type of wine, it's free. And I was like, dude, sign me up. But if you don't guess it, you got to pay for it. And I was like, I don't care, I'll try it. So they brought it out. And instantaneously, I like tasted it a couple times, and I was like, if I had to guess, I would say this is a Napa Valley Cabernet. And I was like, but you know what? I think they're trying to trick me. Like, why would they bring out this free wine if it wasn't some crazy fancy wine? So I was like, is this like a French Syrah or something? And they were like, no, it's actually a Napa Valley Cabernet. And I was like, shit. I played myself. But it was worth it for the experience. And it was pretty good. I need to go down there. Mind games, man. So my palette's actually gotten pretty solid. Ooh, yeah, no. Gotta go Ram. Wait, I put a point in... If an enemy is damaged by Blood Surge's Nova while you are healthy, then you gain 1 stack of Overwhelming Blood. When you have 5 stacks of Overwhelming Blood, your next Blood Surge overpowers. The shit does that mean? Each time an enemy is hit by Blood Surge's Nova, you're fortified for 1% base life. While you have fortified for over 50% of your max life, Blood Surge deals 20% increased damage. I mean, I don't know which one I want. I guess fortified. Volcanic soil is why Idaho has the best potatoes. Is it really? Interesting.
Only fire can cleanse the darkness in this place.
Blood petals.
Blood
Like the
petals.
ones I was fed. Is this real?
You came to thank the light.
It hits much further than the circle shows. You have a favorite region, or you're just cool with whatever they put in front of you? I mean,
You collapsed.
I'm okay with whatever they put in front of me as long as it's like... Usually when I ask people for wine, I'm like, I just want your driest, oakiest wine. I'm like, just give me your driest, oakiest wine. I want it to taste like barrel. Like, that's usually what I tell people. Like, I want it to taste like barrel. And they're like, all right. They usually get what I'm putting down at that point. Which is why I've had some good Old Vine Zinfandel. It's pretty good. Some good Syrah. Usually it's Old Vine, Zinfandel, Syrah, and Cabernet are the 3 main ones I've had that I like. There's also a good Tuscan one. Like a Tuscan red wine. Alright. I haven't actually had too many Bordeaux's. Oh yeah, I got that. We got that. Sick. Ah, that thing does hit really hard. Blood Bowl's tomorrow night. Tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Central, 11 EST. Oh man, I've had some... Speaking of barrels, if anyone's ever had the barrel-aged stout beers, like what's the common, like Dragon's Milk? Dude, that one time when we were playing D&D on Brett's the Goblin D&D campaign, I had like a thing of Dragon's Milk. I got the worst headache from that. I think it may have been just like old. Like, it was good, but I don't know. That shit gave me a headache. Tasted good though. Yeah, it's like 8% or something. Yeah, New Holland. I like stouts though. Stouts are good. Some people it's like too much of a meal. It's like too filling, a little too dark and heavy. But I actually like stouts. Because like the stout everybody thinks of is Guinness, but Guinness is actually a really light stout after you've had other stouts, you know what I mean? Like Guinness is kind of watery. It's not bad, it's just in comparison. I'm very much looking forward to the new Lizardmen stuff, yep. Very much indeed. I actually went to Adepticon a little bit today. I went for like the final 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. I actually miss the convention atmosphere because I used to go to like 3 conventions a year. You know, I'd go to like PAX East, PAX South, and like BlizzCon, or I'd go to like E3 or something. So it was just fun being in that type of atmosphere again and not having to fly in a plane to go.
Is anyone here?
Is anyone here? Bookshelf. Skip cutscene. Here comes the guy. Skip. Sick. All right. Why don't you go again? I don't know. Partially because of money, parts you gotta like fly. I hate flying. Well, I hate traveling. I actually don't mind flying. Flying's alright. Because some people like get afraid of flying or whatever. Like the actual act of flying's fine. I don't mind it. You just sit in a chair and watch movies. And then you get there. I just hate traveling. In comparison to like today when I like stopped by and I was like, this is a fun convention. You walk around and I'm like, all right, well, now back to my normal life. BlizzCon was always really fun for me though. I loved BlizzCon. Because you get to see all your friends, you get to see all the crazy Blizzard stuff. I'd go up to the Cool Kid Media area. You get to play all the new games without having to wait in line. It was great. One of my favorite memories was still back when Overwatch was about to come out, and me, Jesse, Davis, and a couple other people all like played Overwatch against some IGN people, and we like all picked Bastion and just like gunned them down, and they were like so mad. They were just like, they got up halfway through and they were like, we don't need, we saw all we need to see. We were just laughing so much, like, dude, we just fucking shit on them.
I'm sure you've heard the Cathedral of Light babbling about their Holy Father.
They just kept spawning. We were just all Bastion being like, like gunning them down. IGN definitely gave it a 0 out of 10.
Let's not linger. Key Overshad lies just ahead.
Gotta wait till summer for those bad boys. It gives me time to paint up. Hell yeah, dude. I'm lucky enough to where I'm part of the Cool Kid program and they send me stuff like a month early. So I'll probably get it. Honestly, if it comes out in like May, I might get it in like a couple weeks. That's what I'm hoping. That's my like in like mid-April, because I feel like it's gonna come out in like middle of May. At least the box will. I played in that game too. Wait, were you there? I remember you were at BlizzCon. I don't remember if you were part of our Overwatch IGN team. In fact, I actually emailed my Warhammer guy and I was like, hey, we're like getting the lizard men. We're getting like a bunch of the lizard men, right? Like this is a thing you're gonna be sending, and they're like, don't worry, we'll be sending many space lizards your way. And I was like, yeah. Feed my addiction. Yeah, no. Are you excited about Lion Return 40k more fantasy? Dude, I like 40k, but I don't care about Space Marines or humans. And in fantasy, I also don't care about humans. Pretty much, if it's a human model, I don't care about it. So I really don't care about the Lion. I mean, I think it looks cool, but I don't care about it. Like in 40k, I literally have orcs, necrons, and tyranids, and that's it. And that's all I need. There's no reason to have anything else. Whoop! Wow, yeah, that does hit outside the circle. Jesus, look at that. Yeah, Tyranids look like they're getting a bunch of new stuff, so that's pretty sick. And I'm actually really excited because now I'll actually be able to play 40k without having to spend 10 years figuring out what I'm doing. Oh, I should bring up more skeletons. There we go. we get? Short sword, more of those. I can actually pick them up this time. Oh yeah, you can only take one, I guess. I might as well upgrade Blood Surge because it's so strong at this point. Okay. I pretty much, in my Warhammer Crendor YouTube channel, !point Warhammer in the chat, I talked about how, because I play a lot of Age of Sigmar, and I've also played 40k, and my biggest issues were 40k, with 40k, were all things that they fixed in, well, presumably fixed in the upcoming edition. So I'm very excited to actually like play some 40k again. It's like, number one, 40k, as somebody like getting into 40k and building a list, it was extremely confusing. Having to do like detachments and shit, it was just like unnecessarily confusing. Figuring out ranged attacks was easy. Figuring out melee attacks was also unnecessarily confusing, which, you know, both those things they've seemingly fixed.
Take a piece of
the
cedar wood
and inscribe it with the sin.
Boop.
Then
Cool.
cast it into the brazier. As the fire
There we are.
burns the wood, good. With the light
Scoring was
burn
also
over
really
your
annoying. So obviously scoring is going to get a bit revamped because they're changing so much. So I'm excited about that. And then, what was the other thing? There's stratagems, dude. Stratagems were also another, because with Age of Sigmar, they revamped Age of Sigmar so that
I'm off to the dry
you
stats
essentially
and see if there's
have
anything at all.
like 7
Right.
neutral
Well,
command
It might as
abilities or
little, I suppose.
stratagems. So you can redeploy, which is when someone moves within 9 inches of you, you roll a
Cut
dice
twos.
and you can move that
Like
many
that.
inches away from them.
cloudy eyes.
They put it into 40k, by the way. It's literally one of the new things they put in, but they didn't call it redeploy. They call it something else. Then you have all out attack, which is +1 to hit, all out defense, +1 to save. You have rally, so you can bring back units. You have bravery, like battle shock prevention. So if you don't want your shit to run away, you can command point to make them not run away. And then you have, what else is there? Unleash Hell. So if something charges you, you can shoot at it, but you're -1 to hit. And then I think that might be everything. But I feel like I'm also missing something. Either way, it doesn't matter. There's like neutral abilities you can use. And so it's really nice because everybody knows those abilities. You know what I mean? So it's not like, oh, these are my faction-specific abilities that you have to know. And if you don't know them, I'm going to unleash my trap card to screw you over. Right? And so it's nice because with neutral abilities, you're like, oh, okay, I know everybody can do that thing. If I move here, they're going to redeploy. Like, they're going to try to move away from me. So I know, like, oh, okay. I know there's, like, counterplay to things. There's, like, back and forth counterplay. While with current 40k, it's like, do you know every stratagem in the orc book? Okay, you don't? Well, that's fine. I'll let you know once you know, mess up. And it's like, oh, you just moved near me? I'm going to pop my stratagem. Get shit on, you idiot. You should have known it. You should have went through every single book and read all 60 stratagems in every book. You didn't have time for that because you have a family and a job and kids? Well, screw you, idiot. You know, like, it's just dumb. So the fact that they're, like, making it only 6 stratagems and then, like, the neutral ones is fantastic. I love it. The only people that are mad about that are people that, like, just complain about everything. Let's see. Empty. Hold on. I need the cheer. Where's cheer? There it is. Bloop. Say, oh my, I didn't save it. Psychic Awakenings. Oh yeah, it's nice because apparently the psychic phase is now just like a ranged attack or something, so that's pretty neat. Although in Age of Sigmar, doing magic and stuff all happens in the hero phase, but I don't really mind that.
Impressive.
Impressive. It's wild how one of the biggest tech YouTuber channels got hacked. I mean, it's wild, but at the same time, there's probably some guy that's like, yo, what if we hack the biggest tech YouTuber channel? You know what I mean? Like, if people try hard enough, they'll probably do anything. Do this.
Apologies.
So one of my friends I play Age of Sigmar with, like, every week, he also plays in 40K tournaments. And he's a funny guy. So he's like a really chill guy. He's like if Gmart was really chill. It's a good way to put it. And so he was playing a 40K tournament, and he said one of the people got really mad that he won. And he was just like, you know, if you didn't do that move, I probably would have won. And he was just like, oh, what are you gonna do? You gonna cry? Are you gonna cry? And he said the guy was just like, and like walked away. I love that. Just as like his League of Legends toxicity leaking out.
Thanks.
Gonna cry. Like, imagine losing a game instead of just being like, oh man, that's a good game. Being like, you know, I probably would have won if this thing didn't. Like, shut up.
We were born in sin.
Yeah, like, you know, if I would have not done the losing play and did the winning play, I probably would have won.
Father's light can be sought to
Like, that's some salt right there.
Walk in the light.
Performed routine inspection. Nothing yet.
Oh yeah, I can see that Magic players getting salty. Speaking of which, I kind of want to play some Magic Arena again. Do some drafts.
Reverend.
I've been missing drafts, man. Yeah, you know, my skeletons are glitching out in here. Actually, they're glitching out everywhere. All right. Oh God. Actually, hold on. Let me. Also, I saw today that Sam is playing more League of Legends, even though he didn't sleep. If that exit, then go back in the game. Jeez. Sam was just like, no sleep, so I'm gonna play League of Legends. And I was like, that is like the worst combination you could do. Like, man, I didn't sleep well last night. You know what I need? League of Legends. You're gonna have to requeue. Okay. What if I summon like new things? Will that matter? Alright, hold on. Lead game. Sam's still on daddy mode? I wouldn't even say that. You would think as like a dad, you'd be like, man, you know what I need? I just need to like chill out, play some like calming games from like dealing with my kid and not getting a lot of sleep. That's what I need, just to play some chill games to like calm down. He's like, you know what? I've been dealing with raising my kid and not sleeping. Let's play some highly stressful competitive gaming where everyone yells at each other and you're constantly on alert. Oh yeah, it did fix it. Well, you know. New Source Warriors models coming out, like awesome, but what do you think? New Source Guard like that? There's not going to be a new Temple Guard. There will not be new Temple Guard. However, you can proxy them. Honestly, you could probably just take the new Source Warriors and glue some Temple Guard shit onto them. It'll be fine. I really like the new Saurus Knights and the new Skink Rider guys. The new Skink Riders are probably going to be similar to the old Knights, and then the new Saurus Knights are going to be more like elite cavalry. It's pretty sick. And then the new Salamander is pretty much like, they got rid of the Salamander and the Razor Dawn, and then the new Salamander thing is just the new thing. Like, I think they just got rid of Razor Dawns.
Indeed I am.
Yeah. That's one of the things I really enjoy about playing like in-person tabletop war game stuff, you know what I mean? Like when you play online, like League of Legends or anything, you always get the people like, yeah. And like very seldomly do you get that in real life. Like most of the time when you play against somebody with like the models you've built and painted and like have actual human interaction, people are just different. You know what I mean? Like most people are pretty cool. Uh-oh, something fell. I don't want to imagine in-person League of Legends. Native Tech gifting a sub to It's a Tony. Thank you for gifting It's a Tony a sub. It's like, thank you, Native Tech.
Thank you, stranger.
Oh, look at this. Free loot, working together. What do I get? Strength, willpower, herbs, magic sword. Oh yeah, it's better. Sick. You're 1-0 in ranked league. Hey, you know what? So am I. I played one ranked league game and I won. I just really enjoy playing like tabletop Warhammer. Like I wouldn't want to play tabletop simulator. You know what I mean? It's weird because playing tabletop simulator Warhammer feels like it would be a slog. But playing Blood Bowl digitally feels great. But then playing Blood Bowl in person feels like a slug, because I've done it. And then playing Age of Sigmar on tabletop is actually really fun. So I don't know. Part of it, I think, is because you are playing with like the models you've built and painted. I think also because Age of Sigmar, it's more like an actual... You're like maneuvering your army around. You're doing like crazy stuff. Blood Bowl, a lot of the annoying parts of playing in person is figuring out the rules, and when you play online, the rules get figured out for you. Also, I used to think like, oh man, just imagine if I played Blood Bowl in person, then it'd be different, right? Like, oh man, I bet it's the computer giving me bad luck. I literally played a Blood Bowl game in person, and I had 2 Saurus die turn 1, and I was like, dude, this is even worse. This is even worse. It's even worse than the game. I tell the story because it's like actually true. I thought it was going to be different in person and it wasn't. Gambler's Hideout. Boing. Oh, cool helmet. Yo, on my druid earlier, I got a legendary helmet for my werewolf ability. It was actually pretty sick. Yeah, da-da-do. Just really just any dice game, probability hates you. I remember this was like years ago. I was playing Lizardmen, Seraphon, against a Khorne player, and the Khorne player had the classic like 3 Bloodthirster build, where with your Bloodthirsters, if you hit 6s or something, it procs a big mortal wound bubble, right? And so I was like, oh, you know what? That's not bad. I have Bastiladons, and Bastiladons get +1 damage against demons. So I'm just gonna like shoot the shit out of these things, right? My Bastiladon had 2d6 attacks, so you roll 2 dice. And whatever you roll, that's how many attacks you get. So on average, you're probably getting about 6-7 attacks, right? I rolled double ones. And I missed them both. And then I died. And I was like, you know what? I don't know what. It was a bad time. Hey, another point. What can I put in here? Blood Mist, corpse explosion and bone prison. Unearth prison of... Wait, unearth a prison of bone. 24 life surrounds target area. Okay. Detonated corpse. Deals damage. Disperse disperse into a bloody mist, becoming immune for 3 seconds? I don't know what I'm saying. 3 seconds. Your movement speed is reduced, and you periodically deal 1 damage to enemies healing. Okay. I think I'd rather just keep buffing up Blood Surge at this point. Not even gonna lie. But God, I love rolling dice, man. It's fun. I love me there's just like, there's so much fun rolling dice. Like at the same time, I've had some shitty rolls, but then I remember there was one time I needed to roll like 6 dice and I needed like 4 5 pluses and I got 5 6s. I was like, are you kidding me? I got 5 6s. It was insane. I love rolling dice. There was one game I played Nurgle. Nurgle is essentially, they're slow as shit, but they have like a 5-up ward. And so that essentially means if you take damage, you can roll a 5-up to negate the damage. And I rolled so many 5s, and people were just like, what the shit? That's insane. Uh-oh.
I'm not ready yet.
Get out. Sometimes you just have fun rolling great. And other times you just get shit on. The fun of dice. Level 8.
What is this?
What is this? Blood Surge. Ew. Protection Shrine. I'm invulnerable. Alright.
I'm low on essence.
Woo!
I'm low on essence.
Alright. There's a chance to make a game in the vein of Blood Bowl for 40k. You think they don't want to cut? I think it'd be too much work, and I don't think there's really a need for it because, like, Blood Bowl. Essentially, if you make a 40k version of Blood Bowl, you're gonna like divert your audience to that. It's already such a small audience for Blood Bowl. You know what I mean? If anything, I think Total War should make Warhammer 40k Total War. I think that's probably the most logical of all the types of games that need a variation. Like having Total War Warhammer 40k would actually be pretty fun. And they would probably do it the best out of any type of like game variation. How's Diablo? We all having fun? I'm having a great time. Let's see, what did this do? Did it open a gate? Is that what I did? It's also fun on tabletop when you're playing with people that also just like goofy, wacky stuff and just having a good time because like they don't take it seriously. There's actually a lot of untapped potential for Warhammer video games, yeah. Battlefield 40k would be pretty fun. Let's climb on down. I find it low-key funny traditional fantasy Warhammer's become so popular with Total War and current AOS setting as the most none stuff people find cool about OG. Honestly, I'm surprised there's not more Age of Sigmar video game stuff. I don't even think Age of Sigmar is bad because like I play Age of Sigmar all the time. I've read Age of Sigmar lore. Like it's not terrible. I would say there's a bias against it as well because people get mad that it killed Warhammer Fantasy, but like I don't think it's bad.
I lack the required essence.
Some people just hate it for that reason. They just hate it to hate it, but I'm surprised there's not more like games and stuff built around it. What is this? So on. This is a big ass room. Whoop. Star Wars Empire at War. Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot that was even a game. Chaos is bad, just a different virtual fantasy Total War or number 3 benefit a lot from taking the chaos stuff. Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm out of essence.
Oh, there we go. What is this? Strength, shadow damage, shadow resistance, sick. I don't even know if I need strength for what I'm doing. I probably don't. Ring. Alrighty. Empire at War is my shit. Wait, is that Empire Total War or Empire at War? GW actually used to be insane with their licenses, dude. I remember back in the day when we first started playing Blood Bowl, TB would be like, I don't even know if Games Workshop will allow us to do this. It's like, that's how crazy they were back then. Like, I think he would actually be blown away at the fact that Games Workshop is currently like sending me free shit. You know what I mean? Like, they would have never done that even like 10 years ago. Like, just recently did they start being like, wow, maybe it's a good thing that we send YouTube and streamer influencers things to show off to other people. That's no way, that wouldn't be good. And to be fair, all it did for me was make me just buy more shit. You know what I mean? Because like for me, they'll be like, oh, hey, here's some free... For example, they sent me, God, what was it? What army did they send me? Oh, that's what it was. They sent me the Sylvaneth Skaven box, and I already like Skaven, but I was like, well, now I already have Sylvaneth, right? So I might as well buy more Sylvaneth. I was like, they sent me so many Sylvaneth, I might as well buy some more. So essentially, by getting me to promote the product, I bought more of their product. It's just a free sample thing, right? I was like, well, now I gotta buy more. It's the drug dealer tactic.
The creature that had been my father attacked me, and I stamped him to escape.
And now I have
Left of my father in the monster's eyes.
So much.
Only pain.
All right, here we go.
And rage.
But now I've got so many things, I don't need to buy any more.
I never should have come here.
Yeah, dude, like, people complain about GW nowadays. Like, back then, if you were like, hey, you know what? If you made a video being like, I love this Games Workshop product, they'd probably sue you. They'd be like, oh, hey, you mentioned us in your video. We're going to sue you. Like, that's how bad it was back then. Like, my God. Whee! We go down here. Meanwhile, now I see videos where it's like, somebody will be like, I absolutely destroyed Games Workshop by printing my own 3D models. And you're like, oh, okay, what happened? And then they're like, haha, you think I'm going to pay like 70 bucks for an orc started collecting kit? Think again. I bought my 3D printer, and then I bought this script, and then I 3D printed the script, and then I fucking built this resin shit, and then I like painted the thing, and then I had to pay for the license to buy the orc thing that I printed, and then I got a legendary helm, and then and it's like I'd rather just pay the 70 bucks, man. Like, Jesus Christ. I own. Let me heal.
I need more time.
Ooh, iron shield. What did I get? Oh, your max number of skeletal mages increased. Let's go. Ooh, and a shield. Sick. Like I was saying the other day, 3D printing is a hobby within a hobby. Like, it's already a niche hobby, and it's like a niche hobby within a niche hobby. Like, if you want to 3D print, more power to you. But, like, I'd rather pay the extra 20 bucks to not have to deal with all that shit. And then the fact that, like, you need a room. You literally have to buy a 3D printer. You have to have a room where you can print shit, because it's not like you're printing cotton candy. You're literally printing, like, toxic resin. Like, if you breathe this shit in, your lungs are gonna become crystallized. There's just like, you know, just 3D print this shit. Like it's nothing. No big deal. Like, what? I have a 3D printer, but it's very confusing and fails a lot. Yeah, and then you need, like, figure out how to print shit. It's a lot. It's a lot, and it's too much for me. I'd rather just buy the shit that's already built. I don't know. You're not even a real gamer if you own inhale resin. Ooh, I can get the, what is this? Blood mist. Oh wait, I don't want that. I'm just gonna max out blood surge. Just place my town that prints stuff for you, deliver the script. It's really nice. That's pretty nice. Yeah, if you could have somebody print stuff for you, that's the ideal situation. Plastic is also just so much easier to work with. As somebody who's built some old ass armies made out of like fine cast and resin, like plastic is just, you get your plastic glue, you cut it out, you glue it, you're done. Resin is like, you take your toothbrush and your soapy water, you like soak it in soapy water, you gotta like scrub it down, then you gotta use super glue and you have to like hold that shit there and it doesn't dry instantly, so you gotta like, I literally had to take like just random ass objects and like hold the model up so it's like sticking and be like, all right, now I gotta wait like 8 hours, and once that's dried, then I can like shift it around again for another 8 hours. Like, oh my god. What do we got here? Ooh. Wait. Uh-oh. No, put the shield back. I don't want that. That's willpower. I think I'd rather keep the yellow one. What did I miss? Oh, that's where it is. Okay. Yeah, and there's metal. Metal's another thing. Uh-oh. Get this guy out of here. You need old C claim just for glue drawing, yeah. And like, listen, if you want to do that, more power to you. I don't care, but I'm lazy, all right? Doing all this shit normally is already a process for me. I'd rather just do it in the least amount of effort and steps possible. Oh yeah, if you got pewter minis, that is a senior citizen discount. You should be able to get your like $1 off at McDonald's for your coffee. 100%. Okay. What do we got in here? Level 9. So far, I like Necromancer. And I like Druid, but I don't know which I like more.
My bags are full.
I also have full bags. Let me drop that. Vulnerable damage. 1 life on kill. I guess I'll just take that one. Both are kind of garbage. What we got? Also, on a recent Cox and Crendor episode, I don't know if it was this last one or one before, because Jesse was talking about eavesdropping on somebody who's eating breakfast near. And then somebody in the comments was like,
I cannot carry
Jesse
more.
and Crendor sure are nosy. And I was like, it's not like we're busting out a microphone like, It's not like we're like walking up to their table, taking notes or some shit. They're loud enough to where we can listen. Listen, all right? I got my vagus nerve acting up. My groin hurts. I got like pinched nerves in my neck. This is all I have. Let me listen to other people interacting, all right? I don't got much in life. I got that and Warhammer. I've actually got a bunch of shit for Cox and Crendor this week. It's gonna be great. Actually, this might be one of the weeks we have off. Uh-oh. I need to ask Jesse. Do we have a podcast this week or no? Dungeon complete.
I'm out of essence.
That didn't even give me loot. What?
My bags are full.
My bags are full. What did I get? Poison, physical. Oh, that kind of sucks ass. All right. Get me out of here. Oh wait, I can just leave dungeon. Like, I don't know. I've always just enjoyed watching people in public. Is that weird? Like just seeing people interacting, talking. You know, I don't go out of my way to do it, but I just enjoy it. I feel like that's normal. Yeah, I feel like it's a standard thing. People watching seems like normal. Some people don't enjoy it. That's fine, but don't criticize my people watching. Listen, if you're out in a public space and you're talking loud enough, I'm gonna pay attention, all right? I'm not gonna be like, boy, I sure can't hear what that person's talking about, you know? Like, I'm gonna notice.
I cannot.
It'll probably be funny. Yeah, if anything, it's weirder not to listen. Not enough. Oh, that's a two-hander. Let me warp it back. Yeah, it's fun. People are interesting. Steeler Chaos Madness. Don't talk about missing a week of Cox and Crendor. I've been there to see half a year pass. Oh yeah, back in the dark days. The dark days of Cox and Crendor. I go down here. I wish people would talk quieter so I don't have to listen to them. Okay. Just in case there's no Cox and Crendor, let me tell you some top tier stuff I talked about this week. So me and Toaster Woman went out to breakfast. We usually get breakfast once a week because it's great. Breakfast, best meal of the day. If you're gonna eat out, breakfast is the meal to do it at. I love breakfast. So this guy was sitting with this woman. I think it was his sister, and he said, this is quote. He said, "What's he do but text once a year to change his dad's tire in front of a church?" That's what he said. That's the only thing I heard. It's the only thing I picked up on. And his sister just looked disgusted. She was just like, ugh. Ugh. And I was just like, what is happening? That's what he said. What's he do but text once a year to change his dad's tire in front of a church? I don't know. Then, this is probably my favorite one. Oh, wait, no. Hold on. Second favorite one coming up. So I was at Target, all right? I was at Target, and this was like a prime Karen. She didn't even look like a Karen, but she was a prime Karen. So there's self-checkout, right? And there were 4 self-checkouts, and every self-checkout had a person at the self-checkout, me included. I was at one of the self-checkouts. And so you would think, oh, okay, like, I'm next up in line, right? Like, this is like 7 p.m. Like, there's literally 4 checkouts. No line. So whatever self-checkout finishes, you're next up, right? This woman walks up and goes, quote, "There's no registers open?" And the Target employee goes, "Not at the moment." And she goes, that's awful. In that exact cadence. That's awful. And then the Target employee goes, "It is." That was my favorite interaction of the week. The fact that you're like, that's awful. Like, you can't wait like 20 seconds. Like, you're up next. Like, oh, sorry, I'm just gonna go build another self-checkout so we can have 5 so you can start checking out. No problem. Trash. There we go. It might have ruined her whole week. Anyway, that was a good one. Here's the best one, all right? This is my favorite one of the week. I was in the post office. I had to mail a letter, all right? I know, it's like 1982. And I was like, all right, I dropped the letter off. And this guy is like wrapping his package on the phone. He's got his phone like this, and he's like wrapping his package in the other one. And he literally said all this in the span of like 10 seconds. Quote, "Jonathan stole my idea. Anything for attention. He's got money, bro. He can buy all that shit. What do you know about Julius? I'm gonna get more followers anyway from this." Word for word, that's what he said. Jonathan stole my idea. Anything for attention. He's got money, bro. He can buy all that stuff. Then there's like a 2-second pause, and then he says, "What do you know about Julius? I'm gonna get more followers anyway from this." And I was like, I don't know what I just heard. That's why there's people being like, you're being a little nosy. Like, if anything, this guy was being louder than anybody I've ever heard in my life. How am I not supposed to notice this? How am I not supposed to notice it? If anything, you're weirder for being like, wow, is somebody talking loudly? I don't hear them. Like, shut up. All right, let me go out this way. And now I've just got so many questions. Who's Julius? What is this guy doing? Is he on YouTube? Is he like on TikTok? I don't know. What's the package he's sending? Right? And now I can kind of create my own story in my head from all the material I've just heard. All right. Also, I did see the Congress people talking to the TikTok guy. That was pretty great. They're just like, "Sir, if I use TikTok on my Wi-Fi, does that mean that it's using my Wi-Fi?" And the guy's like, yeah, it would be using your Wi-Fi." And he's like, "I don't like that." It's like, what? All right. If I'm on the internet and I access a website, is that website accessing my internet? Well, yeah. I don't know about that one. That's gonna see all my porn. Go down here. What did the other guy? He was just like, "So you know what your users..." I don't even remember. It was so dumb. Just the fact that we have like people that don't know how the internet works in 2023. Let's see. Go this way. Oh, weep if TikTok's banned. I don't really care about TikTok. I use TikTok. Probably not as much as the Zoomers do, but like, it's whatever. It's just another app. Dude, honestly, I want sports betting to be banned again. I used to be like, oh man, you know, sports betting, I don't know why it's banned. I swear to God. Now every time I just want to watch a basketball game, they're like, what's the over-under on this guy scoring 15 points? What's the over? And I'm like, Jesus Christ, just stop. I just want to watch basketball. I don't want to know about the over-under. I don't want to know about the sports bet, whatever the shit, DraftKings ass garbage. Let's go this way. Boing. Now they got like full shows dedicated to it and everything. Level 10.
What is this?
Well, it's 6 threes. Yeah, it's like I literally turn on the radio. They're like, oh, my parlay hit. And they're like, oh, what'd you parlay? And like, oh, March Madness, dude. If you got like Arkansas beating whatever. And I'm just like, I just want to watch sports again. Is that bad? I just want to like listen to sport. Max essence. Reap forms a corpse under the first enemy hit. Reap instantly kills targets below 5% health. Actually, maybe I'd want that. Because I'm probably going to forget to bring up corpses. Well, yeah, like, I don't care about sports betting. If you want to bet sports, like, whatever. But it's the fact that it's everywhere.
Even for these parts.
And, like, the commercials. Oh, my God. It's like Twitch ads. Like, I'm going to lose my mind if I see that. I don't even remember what it is. It's not MGM. It's the one who's like, boom, banana. It's literally this commercial, right? If you watch sports, you've seen it. It's this commercial where this guy's on a golf course. And then this, like, blonde woman starts dancing. She's got booba, all right? She starts dancing. And then the guy he's got binoculars and he's like, whoa, it's woman with booba. And then he watches, and then his wife is standing next to him and she's like, you're watching other women. And she walks away and it's like, boom, banana. Dun, 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 banana. And it just does that over and over. And I swear to God, I've seen that commercial like 800 times and I want to just lose it.
I lack the required essence.
How's Necro? It's pretty fun so far. Honestly, I think Druid or Sorcerer is probably my favorite right now. Ooh. But Necro's still pretty fun. Ooh, movement speed. My sister hates the meme of Booba. Yeah, oh yeah, the GoDaddy commercial. So yeah, I hate that commercial. What else could I complain about? Let's see. Dude, it's actually insane, you know, like thinking back about time. Because I was like, oh yeah, like 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Like thinking back to 10 years ago. Like it wasn't even that long ago, but at the same time, it was that long ago. And it just... I don't know. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, that feels like 10 years ago, but it also doesn't feel like 10 years ago. Look at my whispers. Hold on. Sinvicta, unread message. Look at that weapon. God, I have to like copy and paste this. Yeah, Diablo 3 was 10 years ago. Just hit enter. It won't even let me click on your whisper. Wait, in the thing? Hold on. Oh. Oh, yeah. Wow, that's a sick weapon. Listen, I don't know. It's also weird because, like, back in the day, I used to be like, you know what? I'm on YouTube. I'm live streaming. I'm not going to be old like the way current boomer people are. You know what I mean? And then You do get old. You do not understand the kids. And they're hipping and they're hopping. Flaps Cavern, let's go. Here we go. Oh, the kids are hipping and they're hopping, dude. Undoubtedly. Get out of here, Revenant. Nice. What a flamberge. The hell's that? A rare two-handed sword. I kind of like having the shield, though, honestly.
Thanks.
Does attack speed boost minion speed? That's a good question. I'm not sure. I feel like it should. If I had to guess, I'd say yes. Marsh Stomp, the 34 months romance. Any next? I don't know what that means. What the fuck? Not all the perception. Not what the fuck. Not the what the. Swing. They were 34 months. Marsh Stomp. Because, you know, the class. Oh. I get it. I got it now. I'm from Canada and they say I'm slow, eh? Also, I need to update the sub goal. I already did magnesium looks in the webcam earlier.
I'm low on essence.
Twitch Prime. Dude, I have like some weird 90s nostalgic memories. And they aren't like actual memories. So I don't know if anybody else has this, all right? So like I'll have moments where like different types of lighting or different types of like environmental surroundings make me feel nostalgic for like the 90s. If that makes sense. It'll be like a weird, like I'll like look at some building and it'll be like the way the light hits a tree outside the building and I'll be like, dude, I miss the 90s. And I'm like, why do I even feel that right now? Like the light's just hitting a tree in a weird way. So I'm like, does that mean that when I was a kid, I saw lighting in a similar fashion to this? Like in the 90s, and now it's just kind of getting triggered by me seeing this again? Is my brain like freaking out? Like, I don't know. But it happened, and then I'm like, dude, I need to like, I see that, and I'm like, I need to watch like a 90s show. I need to like listen to some 90s music. Like, I don't know why. It just happens. Yeah, and usually it's lighting related, like the way the sun's hitting something, like a sunset, or I don't know. It's because I'm old. Light was cooler in the 90s, 100%. When I say miss the 90s, I miss the early 2000s. I mean, I enjoyed both of those. Honestly, I mean, I enjoyed the 90s. I mean, I was a kid, so there's only so much you can do as a kid in the 90s. Early 2000s, I had a great time. Honestly, the early 2000s were probably the best time because you had technology, but you didn't have too much technology like you do nowadays, right? Like nowadays, every kid's got an iPad, every kid's got a phone, every kid's like, you know, but like back then, if you wanted to go on the internet, you could, but you had to like sit down on your computer, right? It was like an event. Like, I'm gonna go on the internet. You had to sit down, you had to go on the internet. Now, you just pull up your phone. You get your instant dopamine hit. It's like, sometimes, I think it's better if you have to wait a bit for your dopamine hit to go on the internet. Yeah, you just tie up the phone line. Yeah, you had your AOL chat rooms. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's excessive. And anything in excess is bad. Moderation is fine. And I think we had that perfect moderation back in the early 2000s. But now, it's a little crazy. AOL chat rooms were a little crazy, yeah. I remember as a 13 or 14-year-old in an AOL chat room, I thought I was talking to Jamie Lynn Spears. I was convinced of it. I was like, dude, I'm talking to Jamie Lynn Spears back in the day. And now I look at that and I was like, that was definitely a 40-year-old man.
I do not have any potions.
But 13-year-old me, convinced. Or 14, I don't remember. I was a dumbass kid. Kids are dumb. Go up here. Social media probably is the worst part of the internet. That's 100% true. Social media just gives anybody a platform to find other people that agree with their beliefs. You know what I mean? Like, you can have like the craziest belief, like there's lizards living in the Earth's crust, and you'll find at least one other person that's like, hey, you know what? I agree with you, and they'll be like, oh yeah, 100%. And it's not good. You need the feedback of people being like, nah, dude, you're crazy as shit, right? Like, you need that. Sometimes you need that. Like, you know what? I don't think there's lizard people living in the Earth's crust. And it also just creates this, like, echo chamber of people constantly living. Oh, Jesus. Ugh. Constantly living in, like, okay, it's one thing to be like, oh, this is what I believe, right? Whatever. It's another thing to be like, this is what I believe, and I constantly argue with people about it. You know what I mean? Like, that's not normal. Normally, you would go out in public and be like, this is what I believe. And then someone would be like, oh, yeah, this is what I believe. And then you would, like, move on with your day and be like, all right, well, whatever. But this creates this, like, crazy spot for you to constantly dwell on these thoughts and opinions to the point where, like, you can just do that all day long. And it's not normal. It's just not good. It's not healthy. Ooh, rings. Bring, bring. Actually, is that even good? Strength. It's more armor, but like, whatever. Magic wand. This is better. Crit damage. Actually, that might be better. Yeah, that's better. And there's the two-hander. Yeah. Anonymous with the $5. Thanks for that story. Hey, no problem. That's what I'm here for. Bring.
I have no potions.
Uh-oh. What? Like, no matter what you say, someone's gonna disagree with you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're right. It doesn't matter if you're wrong. Someone will disagree with you. It definitely also hit boomers pretty bad. Like, listen, I always tell the story. There's the one boomer guy I know. All right. I'm not gonna use his real name. We're gonna call him Jim. All right. And Jim, I've known, he's been like a family friend type guy. All right. Jim doesn't realize that his Twitter profile is public. All right. And so everybody always be like, oh yeah, Jim's pretty cool. And I remember he was like at a family thing. It was like some barbecue or whatever. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to look him up on Twitter. And Jim likes feet. Jim really likes feet. That's all I'll put it at. All right.
I lack the required essence.
Like really likes feet. And now it's a little weird because whenever you see Jim, you're just like, oh, I know how much you like feet. It's weird. He's not even like a scummy guy. He just really likes feet. Like it's you know, but you wouldn't like pick it up. It's just, and that because of social media, that's like something I never needed to know. You know what I mean? I would have never guessed it. I would have never looked them up on a social media thing, you know? just would have kept going along my day, being like, you know, whatever. But now I can't get it out of my head. Whenever I see him at a family event or whatever, I just know, right? I know what he is. And part of me is like, you know what? I would have rather not known. Like, we're in the information age, and sometimes it's just too much information. I don't need to know that much. Sometimes too much information's a bad thing. I could tell him to private it, but at the same, then he would know then I would know that he knows, and he'd probably be embarrassed or something. I don't know. I don't want that. I'd rather just be like, whatever. My dad's always replying to old ladies with OnlyFans on Twitter. I just pretend I don't have Twitter, so we have to talk about it. Yeah, it's like that type of thing. Like, I don't even know. Is it like boomer people just don't understand that anybody can look it up? Maybe it's from like being somebody that grew up with the internet, but like, if you're gonna do that, you would think you'd make a Twitter account that's like, I don't know, just literally, it could be called like all-purpose chicken cleaner. Like, I don't know, you would all-purpose chicken cleaner 454. There you go. You just made an account. Nobody will find it. You can message all the old feet women you want. Like, whatever. But to I don't know. This is the age we live in. The other funny part is Jim also loves sports, so half his Twitter replies would be like, oh man, I love your feet. And the other half would just be like, I can't believe the Cubs are trading away Anthony Rizzo. It was just like a blend of stuff like that. And I was like, what? It's so weird. And then he used his real name for all that. I'm just like, what? He's not even part of the family. He's a friend of the family. My actual family knows nothing about how social media. Every time my mom and dad will visit us, my dad will be like, I've got some questions for you about my phone. And he's like, it keeps asking about updates. I don't want any updates. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. This phone is going to tell you it needs to be updated because that's just what happens. And he's like, well, I don't want it. How do you take it off? And I'm like, you don't take it off. You just have to, you either update it or it keeps annoying you. And he's like, this is dumb. Back in my day, you had a telephone and you made phone calls. And I'm like, well, that's great, but we're not in that time anymore. And he's like, ah. My dad says the same thing. And then my mom is always just like, can you fix our computer or whatever? And I literally just restart it. And my mom's like, wow, you are a tech wizard. And I'm like, I mean, I guess. I turned it off and on again. Uh-oh. There we go. Hey, oh, yeah. Big pants replacement. What do we get? Blood Lance. Let's go. Your dad must be at least 60. He's like 70. My mom's in her 60s. My dad asked me to make apps. My dad, oh my god, literally last week, my dad was like, how do I get rid of these advertisements on my phone? And I was like, what? I was like, why is your phone giving you advertisements? And he literally meant the ads in his weather app. He's like, I just want to look at the weather without ads. And I'm like, you gotta pay for that. And he's like, that's dumb, I don't want that. And I was like, I mean, that's just, you gotta X out of them. That's just what it is. And he's like, ah. Back in my day, you used to turn on the television. You had the weatherman. The weatherman told you the weather. I didn't have to open my phone. But you know what? Part of me is like, he's right. I don't want these garbage ads. But yeah, they had commercials. I mean... TV definitely has more ads, but I guess with TV you could always walk away or like do something else. They're less invasive because you could do other things, but with this you're like trying to do a thing and then all of a sudden it just pops up and it's in your face and you're like, get this out of here. It's like Twitch. I've paid for Twitch Nitro or whatever the shit it is. It's like $7 a month. That's the best $7 I've spent because I haven't had to see any Twitch ads. It's been fantastic. I'd rather pay that than a whole bunch of other stuff. It's one of the reasons I also, like a bunch of Twitch people, they do the Twitch ad incentive program. I already said I'd pay money to not have ads run on my channel. I would have the anti-ad incentive program. If they had an option for like, give up your ad revenue so that you can not have ads run on your Twitch channel, I would take it in a heartbeat. All right. What did I... Wait, return the... So I have to return the bloodstone to the pedestal, but that's all the way up there? How did I miss that? Because I always said that to people, is that... It's the words when the ad cuts right as the streamer's about to do or say anything. Yeah, it's like something crazy is about to happen and the ad just cuts in and it's like, oh, I'm ordering from DoorDash. Sick, dude. Yeah, some streamers just get up and they do their like 20 long ad break. That's fine, but I really just hate it. Because like I always tell people when they're starting YouTube and anything, because a lot of people, right, they think like, oh, like I gotta get advertised or monetized right away so I can start making money. But it's not true. So when you get monetized right away, you're gonna make like $2. You're more it's more beneficial to give up that $2 of ad revenue and have people actually watch your videos than to have $2. Right? Like it just makes more sense. Like somebody's gonna watch your whole video because there's no ads playing. If some shitty video's got ads in front of it, someone's gonna be like, I'm not gonna watch this, and they give up and go away. And I know that because that's what I do. Alright, put that in. So yeah, if you're a smaller channel, that's like one of the best things you could do is just not have ads. Until you hit a point where you're actually gonna make decent money from it. Oh my god, I have to go all the way up there. I do brand deals over running ads. Well, that's what I do now. I love me some brand deals. There we go. Whoop. Hey, level 12. Raid Shadow Legend, except for Raid Shadow Legends. I swear to God, I've been offered like 4 Raid Shadow Legends sponsorships and I've taken none of them. Every time I'm like, this is garbage. Decrepify, Curse Target Area, okay. Iron Maiden, Curse Target Area Inflicted, Iron Maiden. The shit? Hold on, let's see what this is. Oh, okay. Slowed and deal 20% less damage. Take 12 damage each time they deal direct damage. Yeah, I'll take that. They do offer the most money. I mean, they don't. I've had plenty of brand deals offer more money with less things to do. One of them being Comcast blazing internet speeds. Love Comcast. As I've always said, I've never had issues with Comcast or their blazing internet speeds, just like Dragonflying. One of my favorite companies. I use their internet. Nothing bad to say about them. Yeah, we put this here. There we go. Whoop. To be fair, I haven't had too many issues with Comcast lately. They've gotten better. They're still not great. Except for their blazing fast speeds that I love. But I haven't had too many issues. I will say, the other day I had to message one of them, and I was like, I'm not going to call him on the phone. I'm just going to send him a message on the chat thing. So I did. And it was like, our chat members are currently busy. Sorry. And I was like, okay. And then I just did it again. And then I did it again. And then I did it again. And then finally, it gave me a person to talk to. You had to like try 3 times before it put you in the queue to talk to somebody. I do love MeUndies. My entire underwear drawer is literally just MeUndies. Uh-oh. Use the phone app. Get fat. Oh, okay. That probably makes sense then. Also, it's fun. The guy I was talking to literally kept misspelling everything, and then he would correct himself. And I was just like, dude, you don't have to keep correcting yourself. I don't care. Nice. Poacher's Scythe. I don't want that. Cool. All right, well, leave that dungeon. Ah. Yeah, Necro's actually really strong to the point where it might be a little too strong. All right. Ooh, berry. I might try Druid a little bit again. College of Light. What do we got here? Oh. What the? Yeah, Druid actually feels very undertuned compared to Necromancer. Like, if they, like... Necromancer's, like, here, and Druid's, like, here. They need to, like... But Druid is fun. It just definitely needs some tuning. Uh-oh. What is this? There we go. There's something up here. Yep. Alright. Cool. I enjoyed Sorcerer. Sorcerer felt pretty balanced when I played it. I like going fire. But yeah, Necro definitely feels stronger than Sorcerer. Necro feels like maybe the strongest class I've played. Like I literally just walk up and then I go bam and then everything dies. That's it. Ew. Except now, because it's a boss, but...
I need more time.
Woohoo! Nice. Bring. Okay. Where is the... I think I just go back now. Echo drops out when you got to fight bosses with no corpses to spawn or heal skeleton. Oh yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Sick. I'm gonna go sell this.
Let's have a look at you.
All right. Cool. I want to keep my legendary. I might as well get rid of all the rares then. Cool. Yeah, the Hydra build's really strong on Sorcerer. Especially when you get the items or whatever that allow you to cast two... I don't even know if it's got a talent for it, but you can cast 2 Hydras. So you just put 2 Hydras down and just shit on everything. Let's see. Alright, well, it's getting late. I'm probably going to stop now, eat my food. But, thanks for watching, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow night, we got Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl at 10 p.m. Central. And then after Blood Bowl, maybe you do some Diablo or Pokemon or WoW. I don't know. Figure it out. So, thanks for watching. If you're new here, click the follow button. Follow along. Be alerted when I go live. Click the bell to be super notified when I go live, as long as Twitch is working, but it probably isn't. Also, thanks to everybody who subscribe, resubscribe, drop bits, drop tips, gifted subs. Thank you for all the support. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow. Okay? Okay. See ya.